Hello and welcome to the TranslatorsCafe.com channel. Today we are going to talk about traveling with toddlers. To be more exact, about grandparents traveling with a 2.5-year-old toddler from Toronto, Canada to Nice, France for a 10-day vacation. We flew to Nice from Toronto with a layover in Amsterdam. When I say we, I mean my wife Victoria and our 2.5-year-old granddaughter Rina and myself. The first flight was 7 hours long, the second was 1.5 hours. Some people say that flying with a toddler is an absolute nightmare. I can say that we did not have any problem because we prepared well. The only problem was staying in a long line at the border control in Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, with our granddaughter sleeping in my hands. We planned that during a 7-hour journey Rina will sleep for some times. However, it did not happen. She was busy doing various things until we landed in Amsterdam. She fell asleep only during landing. In preparation for our flight, we showed Rina several videos describing the security screening and the flight. On my laptop, I had several educational videos which usually work very well for sleeping. A professor is one who talks in someone else's sleep, And, of course, several episodes of Masher and the Bear. Cartoons and movies can help to keep the child busy during a sizable chunk of flight time and allow grandparents some rest too. We also prepared for drawing and coloring and downloaded several kids' applications on my laptop and smartphone. No computer games at all. This policy worked well with our kids. When they grew up, they thanked us for it. And now with our grandkids. We downloaded only several applications designed for creativity. We also prepared some presents like small soft animals, dolls and stickers, a lot of stickers, and a notebook to place them. Stickers are great for keeping a 2 or 3-year-old entertained for a long time. They can decorate not only a notebook but also a water bottle dispensed by the flight attendant. We tried to use blankets and pillows to sit our granddaughter so she could see out of the window better. However, it did not work. Our girl was not interested at all in clouds and the earth beneath them. Takeoff and landing can cause pain in kids' ears. Therefore, we prepared some sweets for takeoff and landing during our 4 flights. We also used these sweets to bribe our girl when I wanted her to make some acting in front of the camera.
How old are you?
I'm 2.
Rina liked to obey the airplane policy and buckled her seatbelts whenever she saw the sign. She also told us to buckle our seatbelts. We also were prepared to tell her that bad-behaved children are not allowed to fly. However, she behaved very well during all 4 flights. At the age of 30 months, our granddaughter is fully toilet-trained, and so we let her go without diapers, and we used this portable potty seat, which is convenient for use at home and on the airplane. We thought that she would be scared by the flush noise, therefore we tried to psychologically prepare her, and to explain why the lavatories are so noisy on the planes. It worked, and Rina even asked us to let her press the flush button. Preparation is the key to success. If your child is scared of the loud noise, agree with having them go outside, then flush without them. As for toilets with automatic flush at the airport and other public places, they can also be very scary. The solution? Use a piece of black insulating tape to temporarily disable their sensor. Beaulieu-sur-Mer is a seaside town on the French Riviera between Monaco and Nice. The French name means beautiful place near the sea. We decided to go there because of its sandy beaches, which are good for small kids. It is convenient to take the bus number 99, Gare SNCF, which goes to the main railway station called Gare de Nice-Ville, or Gare SNCF, or Gare Thiers, and from there to take a train to Beaulieu-sur-Mer. It takes about 10 minutes to get to Beaulieu-sur-Mer from Gare Nice-Ville. We like to stay connected while on vacation, therefore as soon as we arrived in Nice, I purchased the Orange Holiday Prepaid SIM card, which includes 10 gigs of data and is valid for 2 weeks. We lived in a 3-star hotel, Marcella, 400 meters from the beach. Good hotel. We liked it. There are 2 large beaches in Beaulieu. One is Plage de Fourmi, near the Royal Riviera Hotel and the casino, and another is Plage de la Petite Afrique. The water is calm and very clear. Areas safe for swimming are cordoned. The beaches in Beaulieu-sur-Mer are not sandy. They have very fine 1 to 3 mm pebbles that could almost pass for sand. The pebbles are tiny compared to the size of pebbles on the beaches of Nice. The small pebbles are smooth enough to feel just like sand. Both beaches are equipped with washrooms, showers and lifeguard service. Both beaches are just a short walk from the train station, bus stops and the town center. Each beach curls around a sheltered cove. A kids' playground is on the Petite Afrique beach and near another beach. The playground has a good selection of climbing frames and other structures kids will love. The shallow waters of both beaches are good to swim for kids and cautious swimmers. Both beaches are great for families with toddlers, where kids can safely play at the edge of the shallow water. During the season, there is a lifeguard on duty. However, the shallow water, gradual drop-off and almost no waves pose very little danger. The water is clear, and if you wear a scuba mask or swim goggles, you will see some cute fish. The Petite Afrique beach is protected by anti-jellyfish nets, which are in place in July and August. The safe swimming areas are marked with yellow floats. The best time to visit is at the beginning of September. Vacation is the perfect time for kids to learn to swim on the beach, and swimming in the Mediterranean is safer than in the ocean because there are no rip currents and tides there. When your child is afraid of the water, it can be a challenge for her and for you to start swimming lessons. Here are a few tips to make the transition from a child who fears water to the child who doesn't want to get out of the water. Be patient with the child. Nothing will make your child miserable like too much learning to swim. Of course, this advice holds true when you are teaching your child anything. While preparing for the first lesson, show her pictures and videos of other kids swimming. Children like to pretend. Therefore, if they see that others are excited about swimming, they will likely to get excited about swimming as well. Try to explain what will happen during swim lessons before you start. When kids know what to expect and the reasons behind it, they become mentally prepared to swim. When your little mermaid in training first gets to the sea or ocean, the hardest part is to overcome the temperature change. Your child needs time to explore the shallow areas and they become used to the cold water. To overcome the fear of sea water, first try playing with beach balls and water guns, write and draw on the sand with a stick or finger, build sand castles, try a scavenger hunt, pick a few seashells and rocks and have your child find them. Dig a small pool and have your child fill it with buckets of water. Throw pebbles into the sea. Every toddler enjoys hearing splashing sound. Chase waves. If your child is afraid of sea water, have her chase small waves into the water and run away when waves come back. This is also a great way to tire them out to ensure a long nap when the sun is high in the sky. Collect seashells, which your kids will later use at home. Use floats. We prefer inflatable swimming armbands. Their dependence on them will be gradually reduced by means of reducing their buoyancy level. One of the biggest fears for a little kid who learns to swim is the idea of their face going underwater. It goes against all their instincts. Try to get around this by starting with blowing bubbles. When a child is comfortable, putting her chin and nose in the water. The next step will be putting the whole head. This can be done in the bath at home. The local pool with a lot of chemicals in the water is not a good idea to start. Once they finally realize they can hold their breath, blow bubbles and see underwater, they will not be scared anymore. Of course, try to make this transition a fun game. Some sinkable toys will definitely help to encourage a kid to swim underwater. In my opinion, some tears are inevitable during the first swimming lessons, and this is totally natural. Within a few days at the beach, your child will most likely stop crying and start enjoying being in salt water. Until this happens, please remember that her tears are hurting you much more than they are hurting her. Have a towel handy to wrap your kid as soon as they come out of the water, even if the water is warm. A walk to Villefranche-sur-Mer is an easy 2-kilometer walk. We return to the hotel by train. The Bay of Villefranche-sur-Mer is one of the deepest harbors in the Mediterranean Sea, which provides safe anchorage for large ships. We took the train to Nice. Our aim was to show Rina the city, the seafront, and the Fontaine Mirador, mirror fountain, on the Promenade du Paillon, which is a relatively new place opened in 2013. The fountain is a large grid of water jets liked by children and grown-ups alike. These jets sometimes puff out a jungle cooling mist, and sometimes they shoot high fountains of water. Children love running between the jets and jump over them. Further down the Promenade du Paillon is the large children playground area with wooden creatures on which kids can climb and swing from. As many other playgrounds, the area is surrounded by a fence that prevents kids from straying into the road. The promenade opens onto the Place Masséna, which is the main square of the city and bordered by red ochre buildings of Italian architecture. The square is often used for concerts and the Carnival parade in February, the Bastille Day military parade in July, and other celebrations. We took a ride on La Belle Époque Carousel, then returned to the hotel by train. The 6-kilometer hike on Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat is really special because of the great contrast between the lush green of Cap Ferrat and the blue waters of the Mediterranean. Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat is the commune located on a peninsula between Beaulieu-sur-Mer and Villefranche-sur-Mer. Its warm climate and tranquility make it a favorite holiday destination for millionaires. However, those who are on a tight budget can enjoy hiking and swimming on several beaches as well. The walking trail around the peninsula alongside numerous millionaires' villas winds its way around the edge of the peninsula. We walked the trail with our granddaughter, sometimes on my shoulders, without any problem. Some parts of the path are not fenced. Therefore, if you're hiking with small kids, hold them by hands all the time. И ты первый раз идешь в горах. Да, смотри вверх, смотри вверх. Вот так. Корабль прошел. Место будем. Красивый кактус. Правда?
это военные. Военным можно защищаться от потенциального противника, а мы как раз вот тот самый противник. Вот главный противник.
At the south end of the peninsula, there is a lighthouse built in 1827. It was destroyed during the Second World War and rebuilt in 1951. You will see several small beaches along the way where you can stop and swim if it's a hot day. I would recommend the path around the peninsula to anyone with any fitness level. I would suggest taking several small snacks to energize your kids and 1 liter of water not only for drinking but also to cool your childs and maybe also your hair. Yes, this baby can already be taught to shoot with a digital camera. Children love to pretend. They like to pretend to be chefs, doctors, vets, but what they like most is to pretend to be grown-ups. Give them their own camera to create an opportunity to take on the role of a photographer. The great thing about photography is that they cannot get bored with this activity, especially if it is supported by adults. Teach their technological advanced brains to help you behind the camera. A 2-year-old kid can do it. In this video, we will provide some tips to teach a small kid to take pictures. We now live in a wonderful age when we can take a digital camera or a smartphone and take 1000 pictures that are instantly ready without thinking about film, its processing and printing.
Это называется zoom. Или трансфокация.
Give a child your old compact digital camera. You probably have several of them. To promote discovery of the world surrounding her and just for fun. They can photograph their mom and dad, their grandmother and grandfather. They can photograph every flower, squirrel, pigeon, raccoon or goose in the local park. Pick their best pictures and have them printed on paper or canvas to make a good present for any occasion. Show these photos on the smart TV screen or in the computer screensaver. The main thing you need to teach a toddler at the very beginning is to hold the camera steady. It is very hard for small kids, but it's doable. Teach them to hold the camera so that the straps and fingers are out of the lens. Teach them to keep the camera steady when they press the shutter button. Explain them that to obtain good pictures, they must stand with their legs apart in a comfortable but stable stance. After they learn how to keep the camera steady, you can explain them other things that are necessary to take good pictures. In conclusion, I can say that for a journey to succeed, you need to be well prepared. All our routes were on Google Maps on my smartphone. I put all the information necessary for this trip into the Word file on my smartphone. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed our tour and found it interesting. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the TranslatorsCafe.com channel.